Good evening and welcome to this week's HawksTalk. I'm your host, Vivian Sumoski.
And I'm Galla.
Tonight we are here to give an update on the latest news and recap on how the Iowa men's basketball team is doing this season. These Hawkeyes have an overall record of 14-8, the conference record of 6 wins and 5 losses. Now, Sarah, it's been a while since we discussed Iowa men's basketball, and let me tell you, it's been something.
It really has been.
There's been a lot of ups and downs this season, and the players we set a lookout for in the beginning have definitely faced some battles through the season, but a lot of Iowa's bench has stepped up to fill in some shoes for the starting players on this team.
Now, we talked about Patrick and Connor McCaffrey, and let me tell you, they have been very exciting to watch. Connor McCaffrey's athletic ability has improved throughout the season as he continues to drive the ball and take the outside shots. What is so great about Connor is he is an all-around great player. He can take the ball up the court and also become a very beneficial player down low on both offense and defense. I think we all know by now that the starting five has changed within games, and star player Chris Murray has done an incredible job leading this team. He currently averages 21.3 points per game.
He definitely has had his time to show out and prove other teams and players what he is capable of doing on the court. Sarah, there were some injuries that set back Chris Murray from seeing the court for a while earlier in the season. Chris struggled with a foot injury and was out for a couple of games, so other players on the Hawks bench had to fill in. It was really interesting to see the other players step up and show fans that they can play too without Chris Murray and just be just fine.
It was quite surprising to see the Hawkeyes do so well without their star player Chris Murray, but not only did they struggle without Chris for some games, they also had Patrick McCaffrey step out for a couple of games for current struggles with anxiety, depression, and other challenges. That resulted in Patrick McCaffrey taking a break to work on himself mentally before he saw the court again. Patrick McCaffrey decided to step in during the Rutgers game.
See, I know how difficult it must feel for Patrick and many other athletes struggling with their mental health. Taking a break and reaching out for the resources are very important for someone's well-being. Now, with Patrick out for the Hawkeyes and Chris Murray just recently returned for games, and the Hawks recently just won against Northwestern Wildcats with an ending score of 86-70.
With some upperclassmen missing, like mentioned before, there sure have been some underclassmen on this team that have stepped up to help lead the team to their success. One player specifically is Peyton Sanford. For just being a sophomore, Peyton averages 10 points per game and has an 88.6 three-throw percentage.
With Stanford usually being the first man on the bench to come in the game, the energy he brings on both offense and defense has been a contributing factor to this team's success. And looking for the future seasons to come, Peyton's younger brother, Bryce Stanford, has committed to the University of Iowa and will be joining the team next season.
Stanford's playing right now has given them such a boost. When he comes off the bench and makes the shots he made, he's just given them a boost that's, I think, the biggest difference in the way they're playing.
This duo will sure be something very exciting to watch. As well, I bet these two brothers are very excited to be playing with one another at the collegiate level.
Not only are they excited, but I think Iowa fans are excited as well. We all know that Iowa fans do not compare to any other fans in the Big Ten, and a lot of people are going to be excited for this. A lot of people are already looking forward to it.
And speaking of duos, I mean, Connor and Patrick are already there. Keegan and Chris used to play with one another, so having another brother duo is just adding it onto the list. Now this Saturday, the Hawkeyes have a huge game against the Fighting Illini here at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
This will be a huge game since the last time the Hawkeyes played against Illinois was last season and ended up losing 74-72. It sure seems that this will be a game for the Hawkeyes to redeem themselves.
Agreed. It is time for the Hawkeyes to show the Fighting Illini that they have grown as a team since last season. I'm excited to see the game, and I know you probably are as well.
I cannot wait to see how this game turns out to be, especially it's going to be a packed game.
Oh, for sure.
Now be sure to tune in back into DITV for the recap and updates on your latest Hawkeye sports. I'm Vivian Sumoski.
And I'm Galla.
Have a great night.